Welcome back to my channel. Let's talk books, shall we? The first book that I have an update on is The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. I finally knocked this puppy out. This sucker was huge. I never thought I would get to the end of it, mostly because I was so bored that it couldn't hold my attention for very long. However, I'm not going to waste time talking too much on it here because I did do a full review. That review should go up on Wednesday evening, so keep your eyes out for that one. And if you're interested to hear what I thought, check that one out. The other book that I also completed reading is A Knight in Shining Armor by Devereaux. This is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, my most favorite love story that I've ever read. I have been rereading this book for years. I discovered this book sometime in my 20s and I have reread it almost every year since. I fall in love with this book every time I read it, and the ending still makes me cry. So this review should also be coming up soon on my channel, so keep an eye out for that one if you're interested. My theme for February is love stories, so I'm rereading all of my most favorite love stories. So in keeping with the theme of love, however, my most favorite love story between two characters spans over an entire series, and that series is, I literally just forgot the name of the series. The Sword of Truth. The Sword of Truth. Richard and Kaylin's love story that spans over that entire series. It is unmatched by any other couple that I've ever read in another series. Hands down. Come for me in the comments if you will. I will not change my mind. In keeping with the theme of love, my next read is going to be Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. She is my favorite Christian author I've ever encountered. She is amazing, and this book is nothing short of stellar. This is another book that I have reread for years. I don't know how many times I've read this book. Redeeming Love is a fictional retelling of the book of Hosea from the Bible. Francine Rivers is an absolute master of her craft. She takes religious history and facts and spins the story, and she does and they are classified as fictional works because she does add to the story to flesh it out. But what I like about Francine Rivers' writing is she writes about the culture. So while you may read something in the Bible and it really doesn't make sense to you because you don't know why they did things the way they did, because at that time when that book was written, the culture was different. Francine Rivers puts that into her story so you understand why they did the things that they did, and it just changes everything. My level of understanding of the Bible is so much better after having read so many of her works. Also on deck is The Elfstones of Shannara, which is the second book of the Shannara Chronicles. I'm really excited for this one. Well, kinda. Watch my review on The Sword of Shannara to understand, but this book is where the TV adaptation picks up with, or it starts with rather. So the story starts with the second book, and I'm super stoked because I loved the TV series. So my ongoing experiment with this series is I watched the TV series first and I loved it. So now I'm reading the books to see if I still hold the TV series in high regard or if it changes once I've read the books. I will tell you that with The Sword of Shannara, so far, the TV series is winning hands down, but it's not a very fair assessment considering that book was not part of the TV show except for a few flashbacks here and there. So I have high expectations for this book, but then again, I'm scared to get my hopes up too high, but I'll keep you updated on how that goes. And I have a new book. I got my Book of the Month box in today, so I'm super excited for that. The Book of the Month is a subscription service where you pay $14.99 a month. They give you a selection of 5 books to choose from, and you choose the one that you want. If they don't have a book that's one of their 5 that interests you, you don't have to get one. You can actually roll that over to the next month. And so next month, if they have 2 you love, then you can get 2 books. So what I did is I took a look at all of their book of the month for the last year, and I made sure there was at least 1 book every month that I liked. And most of the time, there were 2 books that I liked, so I felt secure that this would be a good investment. The other thing I really like about Book of the Month is I get to choose the book. Most of the other subscriptions that I looked at, you don't get to choose the book. They choose it for you. You might can choose the genre, but they're going to choose the book for you. The other thing I didn't like about them is you get a bunch of junk. And what I mean by that, I almost went with the Owl Crate, which they send you a book and they send you like 4 or 5 little wrapped packages with a page number. And when you get to that page number, you open that little package and it's a little happy that goes along with your book. So it's really cute. I like the idea. However, I can guarantee you that once I've read that book, those 4 or 5 little things are just going to be junk that's going to collect dust somewhere, and then I'll end up throwing them away. And I just can't see spending $35 on one book that I may or may not like, and then junk that's just inevitably going to end up in the garbage. But I'll keep you posted on what I think of the Book of the Month subscriptions as they go. But this month, the book that I chose is American Dirt by Janine Cummins. So the reason why I chose this one is I became interested in it after Philly D covered it on his show. Apparently there's been an uproar about this book, about the author and the content. So all of these people that are in such an uproar over this piece of fiction. So with all the drama surrounding this book, it's only made me want to read it all that much more. So hopefully I'll get to read this one really soon and I can put up my review for you. This is probably gonna seem silly, but it's nerdy. I'm nerdy, so I'm gonna roll with it. But I got my library card. Look how cute that card is. Of course, one of the first things I did once we got unpacked is I found the closest library and I applied for a library card. So I'm really excited to go check them out and see what all they have there. Mainly why I'm excited to try out our library is the little town we live in looks like Stars Hollow from the Gilmore Girls. So I can't wait to go and start checking all of the little shops and places out, and one of those is a library. So other February book of love is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I am rereading this series mainly because I never read the series after I watched the movies, and the movies were horrendous. They absolutely destroyed this story. And I know that I love the story of Bella and Edward, so I want to get the original story back in my mind and get those movies cleared on out. And I thought, why not? This is the perfect month and the perfect time. And so since I was planning on reading love stories and favorites, this is one of my favorites. And I'm really looking forward to reading this one again. And that wraps up this week's reading adventures. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. What the hell do you do with this? It won't fit anywhere and sit properly and like point at me like, oh, I should go here. So stupid. Oh, that looks great. So whatever. Stupid thing. Alright. Should have worn a black shirt. Well, I didn't wear a black shirt. Then it might not would show. Oops. Oh, this is dumb. If I just like bring it right here and do it like this. Maybe. Maybe. No. Like, what do other people do? I've seen people like, that's